Welcome back to VTOL History, and on today's episode we'll be talking about the time the US Air Force irradiated a Mexican desert. But first, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and checking out the Patreon linked in the description below. The date is July 11th, 1970. The US Air Force is setting up an Athena V-123 Delta at the Green River Launch Complex, laden with 2 vials of Cobalt-57, although I was unable to find a reason for this other than possibly being used for calibration of radiometric equipment. The missile being intended as one of the Advanced Ballistic Reentry System program's test vehicles, it was aimed at the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. The missile impacted 200 miles or 321 kilometers south of the Mexican border. Upon everybody freaking out, somebody thought it'd be a good idea to bring the then President Richard Nixon up to speed on what just happened, as they just kind of salted a Mexican desert with Cobalt-57, creating a new addition to the list of places outside of the US that they've accidentally irradiated, bringing the total up to 6. Way to go, Mexico! With the Athena being only 50 feet tall and 16,000 pounds, or 15 meters and 7,257 kilograms, Air Force specialists were able to review tracking data and narrow it down to an area 1.5 miles long by a half mile wide, or 4 kilometers by 804 meters. But they couldn't place that rectangle on an exact spot on the map, making the data useless. And with the terrain being open desert and mountainous, it took several days of aerial overflights before they gave up and brought in a specially equipped aircraft with ARMS, an acronym standing for Aerial Radiological Measuring Systems. This arm was specially calibrated for Cobalt-57, and after just 3 days they were able to locate the crash site. As part of the cleanup efforts, hundreds of tons of soil were removed from the impact site. The cleanup effort was long and included construction of a road through the Mapimia Desert, and removal of contaminated topsoil, construction of a runway for cargo, along with living quarters and support facilities for the workers. The recovery operation was dubbed Operation Sandpit and was commanded by Colonel Thomas Kearns, and 28 days later, on October 7th, they had completed their operation and reached the agreed upon radiation limits and proceeded to pull out. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one.